Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
My wife's been pestering me for quite some time now to take her on a vacation. I'm not sure right now is the time to do it. We're both pretty young. I'm 25. She's 21. We got a little one on the way here before too long, and we're getting ready to purchase a property we intend to build on.
Okay. Do you guys have debt?
No debt. We've been very fortunate in that way. Community college educated.
Okay.
What's your household income?
I bring about $50,000 home after taxes, and she brings about $20,000. And that's part of the issue is that next year her income will be going away. She's a preschool teacher now, but with the little one, she's going to stay home.
Do you have an emergency fund saved?
We do. The thing that concerns me is that after the down payment on the property, that's what we'll be left with, is with our emergency fund. And so to take that vacation, we'd be kind of having to dig into that a little bit.
Well, a vacation's not an emergency, so I would not dig into the emergency fund to take to take a vacation ever. What does she want to spend?
She wants to go somewhere warm, Wyoming. This time of year, you want to kind of leave it a little bit. About $2,000.
$2,000? Okay. So have you run out the numbers on what? Here's the thing. I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying when, but you can decide when. You can look at this and go, okay, my wife wants to take a vacation. We've never taken a vacation. We're debt free. We have an emergency fund. We're also trying to move in this house. What can that look like, and when is the time to take it? Because if you just tell her no and you kind of just swat it away like a gnat, she's going to get irritated.
Well, no, that's not your position anyway. It's your position she's not a child. Okay? The two of you ought to sit down as two adults and go, okay, yeah, vacation is a good thing. Emergency fund's a good thing. Having a baby is a good thing. Buying this piece of ground's a good thing. None of these are bad things. Now, where do they fit in our lives with our goals as grown-ups? You can't just be a kid on the cereal aisle throwing a fit. You have to be like an adult, both of you. And so I don't want you being her daddy and have to talk her off the ledge. I want her to grow up and look at it and say, as a grown woman who has a child, what is responsible for me? I want to take a vacation. I'd love to take a vacation. But as a grown woman looking at this, I can't afford to do it right this second because I'm not going to be working next year after the baby comes. Or as a grown woman looking at this, I've got a child on the way. I really want to do this. We do have $86,000 in the emergency fund. We probably can go ahead and take a vacation because you've overfunded the emergency fund, Bubba. I don't know what's in this emergency fund. Right. I mean, she needs to participate in this decision as a grown-up. Mm-hmm. Not as someone who has a parent that they're married to.
That's right. And if she's laid out how you guys can do this, then... And
it's wise.
Then you've also got to be open to going...
You got to be a grown-up, though. Mm-hmm. It can't be, I want it, I deserve it. Bull crap. That's what 14-year-olds do. That's not what grown women do and grown men do.
No.
So, no, you have to be emotionally mature and say what is good for our family. And if in the midst of that we can do this reasonably and we don't leave our family vulnerable with no emergency fund because we went on vacation, that would be stupid.
Yeah, that's not good.
Or leave our family vulnerable since you're going to be quitting work and staying home with the child and you can't make your bills because you went on vacation last winter because it's cold in Wyoming, which is not a shock to anyone in Wyoming for sure. And so... that kind of... So, I mean, what I want to do is just pull her into the conversation as a grown woman, not as someone who's, I can't get my husband to let me do stupid stuff. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's not a conversation you want to have in a marriage. It needs to be the two of you we have this child, we have this future, what makes sense. And yes, vacations are part of the equation. I got no issue with that at all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But where they fit is your point, Jade. Absolutely.
Where
and when.
Yeah, they don't strike me as people who are not smart with their money. They've paid off their debt. They've got an emergency fund. Looks like they're trying to do this house the right way. I have a feeling that he's laser focused and sometimes has to remember, like, hey, we can We can do some things sometimes. That's just my spidey sense.
Could be. Yeah, could be loosening the nerd up a little.
Loosening up the nerd.
Yeah, but she needs to do that with reason.
That's right.
Not with emotion.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's a fair request for a grown-up. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.